Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Okay, so today, we're gonna be doing something, another Disney World video, I already did my ranking of the parks. I did my top 5 favorite resorts, I did the stuff that I bring to Disney World, and I even did stuff that I do once I get to Disney World after I unpack. So today we're focusing on how do I get to the parks? What are some transportation stuff that we use to get to the parks? Well, that's what we're going to be explaining in this video, but before we get started, just to let you know, this video is being filmed, May 3rd, the day before Star Wars Day. And the reason for that is because last week, I didn't make any video, because 2 weeks ago, by the time you're watching this, I didn't make any videos because I technically, I technically was on a Mother's Day trip, early Mother's Day trip, because my mom wanted to go to the beach and explore Naples, so we had to do that, and so I couldn't really make any videos that weekend, but now I'm back, and, yeah, so, and also this video was gonna be about what do I do once I'm at Disney World and I have all my other stuff unpacked. Like, what do I do? Like, what do I do during the trip? I don't just go to besides going to Disney World. And I don't really think that's an interesting idea because there's not enough ideas to do. I don't want to really do 3 because I do top 5 lists. And that's always something I'm going to stick with. But with that said, let's get started talking about my top 5. The top 5 ways that I transport to Disney World. Now, obviously, this is the obvious transportation thing because this is kind of the thing. This is kind of the transportation thing that I used to use, that I mostly used when I started out with Disney World. Just because. And if you want to know, and if you understand why, it's probably the most popular, it's probably the best way to get to the parks, because, you're around people, you have Disney music playing in the background of the bus, and, it just has that nice feeling of when you get off the bus, like, once the bus arrives, you're like, yes, now, just to let you know, I'm not sure, because we have Skyliners now, I'm not sure if it's gonna be, for every hotel, for every resort that you go to for Disney, but, sure, if you go to at least a different Disney resort, I'm sure they'll tell you where the transportation to the parks are, so, that's something you have to figure out on your own, but this is the one I really like to use a lot. So this is kind of one because of COVID, I believe. Back in August, we didn't actually ride the bus for the parks at all. We literally just drove there. But that was only because we actually drove there because when we were at Disney at the time, we actually were we were actually staying in a little house. A house that was for us. So we couldn't really take the bus, so we had to drive there, and I actually think that because of COVID, I feel like that the drives that we take in the car, that my family takes in the car when we go to Disney, it's just kind of fun, because we get to sing some Disney music as we're going along, and it's just fun, but you know, they also have to find their way home to the park, so it's a little difficult to do that, but overall, I really like going to the parks. But there is one tip I can tell you. If you are not staying on property, but you are going to Disney World, you're gonna have to take your own car because, hey, you can't take the bus even if you're not off property. So that's just how it works. But yeah, I really like being in the car driving to Disney World in the parks. Now, riding the Skyliner, I believe I did it back in 2020, I believe. Maybe 2019, I don't know. But I remember when I first rode it, I actually really liked it. And because I've been riding it a lot of times, I think it's been a pretty enjoyable time just looking over the world. It's kind of like our personal bus, except it's in the sky and we don't have to drive anything. So I kind of like that part of it. And I also like how there's different types of Skyliners, where one there's Coco, then one there's Guardians of the Galaxy, then there's Frozen. Like, there's so many different ones of Disney films and TV shows. Like, I love how all of them are so different. So that's the fun part about it. But I will say this, I'm not sure which hotels it runs to, but I can tell you this, that it runs to the parks of Hollywood Studios, and I believe Epcot as well. So you can't use it, I don't think you can use it in yeah, you can only use it in Hollywood Studios and Epcot, so I don't think you can use it in Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom. That's what I'm thinking. So, but I don't remember all the hotels that it stays at, that it goes to, but I remember that we actually had to go to some hotels to take the Skyliner. But, yeah, so, I really like Skyliners, and I can't wait to keep using them in the future. Okay, now riding boats to Disney, taking them to the parks, I don't really think it's the best thing, but it's pretty enjoyable. Just to go through, some lands we haven't really seen before. So that's kind of a cool thing, but to me, it's not really the most enjoyable. It's probably the slowest transportation ever, because you're basically getting there on water. So it's not the best one, but it's one that I won't have any problems with. It's a transportation that when I ride boats such as the ferries, I'm not really gonna have any problems with it, because it's slow, it gives me time to relax, and I'm okay with that. So I like the boats. I don't care if anybody doesn't like it, but I like the boats. Probably is the slowest transportation to get to the parks, but I like how it's relaxing, so I like it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the boats of transportation to Disney World. So riding the monorails, I would say, is probably one of the funnest transportation ones, because it's just so fun to ride kind of in the air. It's kind of like the Skyliner, except you're actually on a track. It's like a train in the air. And I think it's just very cool, because we get to see, it's so beautiful to look outside and see this whole world of the parking lot and all this water, and we actually get to go through like Chef Mickey's cafe, something like that, and it's very cool to do that. And before COVID, we had Mickey and Pluto and Goofy used to be there, and so we used to see them at that restaurant. So it was just very cool to see stuff like that. And then it's just so satisfying, especially when it comes through. It's another one. It's kind of like the bus, where you're like, yes, it's finally here. It's another one of those feelings. So for me, I really enjoy going on the monorail, and I hope I keep going on in the future. So that's why it's my fifth favorite transportation of Disney World. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 favorite transportations of Disney World, of how to get to the parks. So that's my list, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6, and my TikTok name is Marvel1Fan. You can also follow me if you guys understand those names. Head to my back section so you can follow me on all those social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same as my Instagram, Marvel_6_, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.